everybody. So yeah, sometime in 2016 I ended up homeless. I never thought I'd end up in that position. I've always had a job, hardworking. I was impressed by my superiors. Life kind of throws you a curveball sometimes and you just gotta know how to handle it. So before I was able to work and travel, do what I do now, and to be able to tell you guys a story here and I have time to do that by the turquoise blue waters of Turkey, it didn't always start like that. In 2016, I was living in my car for 3 months in the middle of winter. I want to tell you guys a little bit more about that story. So by profession now, I am a photographer, a cinematographer. I edit videos, I edit photos for magazines, for random people online to contact me, but I've been able to build this as a business over the past couple of years. I edit videos for some YouTubers out there. I edit photos for families, for products. I do product branding shoots. I do product branding edits. And I had enough skill that I didn't even know that I would be able to sustain myself over the years. At that time, I didn't know what I had. I had to really discover myself first. But let me tell you how I ended up on living in my car for 3 months. So in 2016, I was working for a network company in Canada, a very large company. Due to changes in technology, my job was replaced by an AI. The things I used to do, now the AI was doing it for us. And it did a much better job than anybody else because there was no errors, accuracy. So the company offered me 2 options. It was either I go to a different department and start in a different position, learn everything new, and my salary would almost be cut in half. But I could not accept that first option because the life that I had 2 cars, a condo, a girlfriend, and with the salary that I had, it would not be able to sustain my lifestyle, I guess you could say. I always thought I would be able to live that lifestyle forever because, like I said, I was a good employee, and I thought, hey, as long as I do my job, you know, this is forever. I never saw it coming. At that moment, I thought, okay, if I accept that salary, then I'll have to downsize my house, get rid of the condo, get rid of the car, and I'll be able to, you know, kind of live with that. And I was okay with that. I wanted to do it. But at the same time, I was working on my own business. I was working on editing family photos and such, wedding photos for people online. But at that time, I didn't even have a camera. I was an editor. But I was really passionate about my work, my editing work, because at that time I was making about maybe $400, $500 max, just editing photos every month. But I was putting a lot of work into that, by the way. After my own work from 9 to 5, I would focus on editing photos. I hadn't started editing videos at that time yet. And my second option was they were gonna give me a 3-month package, which means they give you a 3-month salary. And once you accept that money, you're out of the company, but you have a 3-month salary. I kind of thought about it, and I thought, maybe this is a good time for me to get out of the, I was renting, I didn't buy my condo. So I thought, maybe I'd give up the condo. I still had 2 months contract on it, and I would pay that off. And then maybe live with some friends, but then my pride kicked in and I said, I don't want anybody to know about this. I don't want a friend, a family member. I want nobody to know the position that I'm in right now. And I kind of let pride get in the way. If I were to think that today, I probably wouldn't make that decision. Nevertheless, I still think I made the right decision. And my decision was package number 2. I chose the package. They gave me 3 months salary. I left the company. And so I found somebody on the internet, sublet my apartment for the next 2 months. They moved in immediately. And I was left with 2 cars. One of the cars I sold right away for a really cheap price. Took me about 2 weeks to get rid of it. The second car, I needed that second car. And so within 3 weeks time, I was out of my house. I put everything that I had, my personal belongings, in the storage, and it was just me and my car. Within 24 hours that night, I was living in my car. I thought, okay, this is gonna pass, maybe day 2, I'll figure it out. I ended up staying in that car for 3 months. So I ended up sleeping in Walmart parking lots. I saw others just like myself, my age. I even saw a family. There was some RV vans there as well, but I did notice some people around my own age, they would come in at night and get ready for work the next day, and I thought, wow, this is a different reality that I've never seen before, and now I'm in it. I had some savings. I also had the package they gave me. My first thought was to look for a cheaper apartment and live in there, and that was my original thought. My next thought was, what if I buy a plane ticket to somewhere cheap, somewhere I can sustain myself for 6 months and be able to focus on my passion, something that I really loved. So I looked on the internet and I saw Thailand. It was cheap, good food, great weather, very inspirational, great culture, great people, and I've always wanted to see it. It was always in the back of my mind. This was the month of October at the time. I ended up living in my car from October, November, and the full month of December. And it was getting much colder in December. It was really difficult living in a car. I would only eat pizza because pizza lasted longer. So that way, if I buy pizza a day, you know, I could split it during the whole day and I wouldn't have to think about it going bad. And I was eating cold pizza all day. I was getting sick of it. But I was also looking at my budget. For me, a single meal in Canada would mean that it would 3 days of meals in Thailand. Because 3 months of living in a car, it can actually be very expensive. Once you start spending $20 a day on food, on gas, I was taking showers at truck stops. And that could be expensive as well. It was $15 a shower. $20 a day, it's $600 a month, $1,200 2 months. That's $1,800 for the next 3 months. And I thought that $1,800 is twice the amount of money I have to pay for my ticket to go to Thailand. It was $900 for me, from Canada to Bangkok. I would reduce my costs every day. And I made it go by. Yeah, it was difficult times. It was difficult times. It was very cold. I would turn on the heat in my car to stay warm. And one night, I was sleeping in the parking lot and I had my car on and I forgot to turn it off and I fell asleep. The fumes were getting back in the car and I didn't know. I woke up and I felt really sick and nauseous. I was disoriented and I didn't even know it. I was really close to death at the moment. The next day, I booked my ticket to Thailand finally for January 1st. I wanted to leave in December, but December tickets were so expensive. And I thought, okay, I'll wait to January 1st. I'll wait another month. And so I did. During that entire time, I was still editing in my car. I would go to coffee shops to upload and download files that I needed to edit. And that's all I needed, to be honest. And I would keep improving on that business while living in my car. Some nights it was so cold, I wanted to give up. I wanted to go back, call a friend and go live with them. But again, I didn't want anybody to know the situation I was in. I kept reminding myself, no, you got this ticket now, you got this ticket. Kept counting the days until I was able to leave Thailand. And I would just open my laptop and my desktop wallpaper was a picture of Phuket. And it was a coconut. Today, that is still my wallpaper. That was my motivation. I kept envisioning myself, not at the moment that I'm in, the current situation, but what I'm going to be like in just a few weeks. So I knew I had enough money to go to Thailand, explore, and also exit the country and come back to renew my visa. So I took a lot of things into consideration: transportation, food. I budgeted my stays. And at that time I didn't even have a camera. And so I put up my car for sale about a month before I was about to exit the country. And I found a buyer and I explained to him that I needed the car until just before January. He understood. Other buyers weren't interested in that, but he did. That meant I had a car to live in. I delivered the car literally the night before I left to Thailand. Packed lightly, I had a backpack. Getting on that plane and it just felt so surreal. And I was excited about having coconuts in Phuket. As crazy as it sounds, now I made the best decision by focusing on something that I love, which was my art. Once I arrived in Bangkok, I purchased my first camera. Over the next few months, I took my online business very seriously. I expanded. I had all the time in the world to focus on it. And I delivered my best work ever. But it didn't stop there, because every day I kept working on my skills. I got into video. I got into photography. I would sell my my photography business on Airbnb as an experience, where people would pay me $15 and I would take portraits of them in Thailand. And that was increasing my income. And I saw a slight increase in my income every month. And 6 months into Thailand, I was making about $1,200 Canadian a month, which doesn't sound like much. But that meant I don't have to go back to Canada. If there's anything that you could take from this video is, don't give up. Follow your passion. Do what you love to do. And if the universe kind of throws you a curveball, catch it and hold it in your hand and see, what can I do with this now? I'm not gonna lie, I was so scared. I thought, if I go to Thailand, I'll probably be back home in Canada, homeless again one day, 6 months from now, in a much worse situation with no money. But that was my inspiration to make sure that I could continue this lifestyle abroad. That's how it began. Today on paper, I'm a photographer. I'm a videographer. I shoot videos, photos for products, for models. I have about 15 different sources of income, all around related to the same thing. And you might be thinking, oh, well, photography, that's just one skill. No, it's not. You see, taking photos is one thing. Selling your experience on Airbnb is another. Editing photos is another skill. Editing portraits, that's another skill. Editing brands, editing product shoots, removing background, these are all different skills. And you set them up as different businesses on different websites, and you make yourself available everywhere. So if there's one thing you can take from this video is, you probably have more skills than you think you know. Take a look at your skills and see how you can expand on that. Continue to learn, continue to push and strive for success. Even if you're living in your car. Years later, I'm still experiencing financial freedom, where I could go back to Canada and I have investments now. Or I could go abroad and make investments here. Don't give up. Even if the nights are cold, don't give up. I'm new to this YouTube thing. I'm trying to stay consistent. And I just want to help out people. When I was in this position, I was looking at videos like these. Now I want to tell you my experience. The sun is about to set. This was my story, and I appreciate you watching. To my new subscribers, this is a new channel, guys. I'm not really sure what this YouTube channel is about, so the more videos I'll make, I'll kind of focus on one particular thing. For now, it's about Turkey because this is where I am. But I don't want this channel to become like a travel channel. I want it to be around people who want to work online and travel the world, or are into traveling for reasons. But since I'm in Turkey, I am speaking about my experience here, costs of things. But I am so grateful that today I have 25 subscribers. Like I mentioned in my other video, that's a good enough reason for me to continue making these videos, because that means there's 25 people out there that are watching this somewhere in the world that find this helpful for some reason. So I'm gonna continue making videos. I'm not stopping here, that's for sure. So guys, thank you for watching. This was a hard story for me to tell. Don't be ashamed in the position you are. Reach out for a family or friends for help. Don't do what I did. At that time, I let pride to get in my way. Nothing is ever guaranteed except the sun goes down, the sun goes up. Spend your time wisely and see what it is that you want, not a year or two from now, but 3 months from now, a month from now. What can you do? Just raise up the quality of your life, just even by a little bit. At the end, nothing matters but your own happiness. I'm never good with words or to be able to articulate things. Nothing is ever scripted. Everything just comes out the way I want to say it. I like to keep these raw, just like that. And your comments are inspiring me, so please like the video, comment. I want to build a community right off the bat. Subscribe if you want to see more. I really appreciate it. Anyways, guys, this is Ari signing out, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Let's go.